Marco Rubio, little boy Rubio. Little boy Rubio, little boy Rubio, little boy Rubio. Set to potentially be part of Donald Trump's administration. Okay, Trump likely to pick Marco Rubio, little boy Rubio, to serve as his Secretary of State. But hold on, there's something else here. Kristi Noem, remember her? The one who had that dog situation? Bark, bark. Trump picks Kristi Noem to serve as his Homeland Security Secretary. Hide your dogs, hide your cats, hide your goats, hide your squirrels, hide your raccoons. Because Kristi Noem's out to get them. We need to find John Wick. Find John Wick right now. Because Kristi Noem is now going to serve as Homeland Security Secretary. So first, let's start off the pain with something insane. Okay, let's start that off. Let's start off the pain with something insane. Hey, that rhymes. Caught myself there. So yeah, here she is. Remember her, the dog lady? The dog lady who took out her dog? President-elect Donald Trump has selected South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as his next Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, according to two people familiar with the selection. Noem will be tapped. Ugh. Oh, that's a horrible image. To take over the agency as two key immigration hardliners, Stephen Miller and Tom Hellman, are slated to serve as senior roles, signaling Trump is serious about his promise to crack down on his immigration pledges. With the selection of Noem, Trump is ensuring a loyalist will head an agency he prioritizes and that is key to his domestic agenda. The department saw an immense amount of turmoil the last time Trump was in office. Then DHS had 5 different leaders, only 2 of whom were Senate confirmed. The agency has a $60 billion budget and hundreds of thousands of employees. Noem, who was previously was a South Dakota representative, will now be tasked with overseeing a sprawling agency that oversees everything from U.S. Customs and Border Protection and Immigration and Customs Enforcement to the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the U.S. Secret Service. Ugh. Oh boy, if you're a dog, now's the time to run. Noem had once been on Trump's short list for vice president, though a relationship with Trump shifted after a negative rollout surrounding the publication of her book, No Going Back, The Truth of What's Wrong with Politics and How We Move America Forward. That's too long of a title. In it, she revealed she once killed her 14-month-old wire hair pointer Cricket. First there was Cricket, then Peanut, then Fred. How many more cute animals have to go? Justice for Cricket, justice for Cricket, justice for Cricket, when she was not displaying the signs of an ideal hunting dog. Cricket. Cricket. Come on, Trumpers. I know you don't want this. Trumpers, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hey, Trumpers. Listen. I'm not expecting much, but come on. For Cricket, the dog didn't have to go out like that. Justice for Cricket. Come on. Trump, you're making a terrible mistake here. Do you want John Wick at your front door? Because this is how you get John Wick. The governor wrote that the dog was untrainable, according to excerpts first reported by The Guardian. Noem later argued that those anecdotes were meant to show how capable she is of doing some more gruesome jobs in life when necessary. Okay, so the dog didn't know how to hunt. Okay, maybe it didn't know how to dog. Maybe the dog just didn't know how to hunt. Okay, maybe that's the case. But was a bullet really necessary? I mean, maybe it could have made some household happy. You know, nice little companion, an animal friend. Difficult decisions, eh? I don't want you in D.C. Trump, you have a chance to reverse your decision. Unless you want John Wick. Now, hey, little boy Rubio. Little boy Rubio's a good boy. He's a good boy, right? Trump likely to pick Marco Rubio to serve as a Secretary of State, sources say. So here's what's going on. President-elect Donald Trump is likely to pick Florida Senator Marco Little Boy Rubio as the Secretary of State. Two people familiar with his thinking told CNN as he rounds out his national security team in a second term. It was not clear as of Monday night whether Trump had formally offered Rubio the role, and we shall see what happens. But so many people are thinking that it could very well happen. Little boy Rubio. Nothing like draining out the swamp by having a careerist politician in there. Hey, wait. Who remembers that scene in Game of Thrones when Ramsay Bolton, no, not Chef Ramsay, but Ramsay Bolton had Theon Greyjoy and asked Theon to say, "What is your name? What's your name?" "Hey, Rubio, little boy Rubio, it's me, Trump. Tell them your name after I called you little boy Rubio." "My name is Reek. My name is Reek." Just saying, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there, man. Boy. Oh boy. Rubio. I didn't know you could spread your wazoo that far. As of the morning, one of the sources said the belief was that Trump was leaning towards Rick Grenell, but over the course of the day, he shifted his preference to Rubio after a number of calls and conservatives with allies of the Florida senator. Grenell served as Trump's ambassador to Germany, and later as acting director of national intelligence during his first administration. Until an offer is formally made, another source advised Trump could change his mind. Listen, Trump, don't have Kristi Noem and Marco Rubio part of your team, okay? They're too stupid. Don't do it, okay? That's my only advice I'm going to give you. They're part of the swamp system, and especially for cricket, for justice for cricket, that little dog. Come on. Cricket needs justice, all right? You're going to make 2 mistakes in one day. Rectify it by appeasing the spirit of Saint Cricket, okay? And let's see, hold on. Marco Rodriguez says, Kristi Noem is a moron. Yes, absolutely. Okay, and hold on. And Dopamini says, Marco Rubio. Uh-oh, watch out, Cuba. Yep. And Opossum King, HLM is already on AOC's hit list. Yeah, it's over, folks. I think I'm cooked. But speaking of cooked, hey, hold on, folks. Let's just go back in time. Trump, do you remember when Rubio said this?
The stakes are giving control of the party of Lincoln and Reagan, of the conservative movement, and ultimately of the United States over to a con artist. That will not happen. I make this promise to you today. I will do whatever it takes. I will campaign as long as it takes. I will stay in this race as long as it takes. Donald Trump, a con artist, will never get control of this party. And the time has come for you. I know some of your friends have bought into this. Listen, friends, don't let friends vote for con artists. It is time to open our eyes. It is time to open our eyes. We cannot.
Now, hey, again, politicians, they're professional liars. They say, "Oh yeah, I was just saying at the time. I didn't really mean it. I didn't really mean it." But now there's this right here. This right here that I want to share with all of you. Because I don't think anything's going to fundamentally change. Because if there is a case, I sure hope that there is peace. Someday a ceasefire. Maybe some justice. But you know what, folks? I don't see it in the horizon. Everything's still black with the smoke of war.
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire?
No, I will not.
Gaza?
On the contrary.
Senator Rubio,
Are you filming it?
Wait,
So I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas should stop building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So you don't care that 15,000 have died? You don't care about the babies that are being killed every day?
I think it's terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
Oh boy, hey. And by the way, that video is a little bit older because again, 15,000, the number is much higher than 44,000. As somebody who should have that position in the Trump administration, on the off chance of getting a lot of flack, Trump, you could do so much better, especially for those two people. But I'm not expecting much of of Trump in regards to who he's going to pick. I mean, I do hope that, yes, eventually there is peace, but and there is stability. But that's asking too much from Washington, D.C. I don't think any politician, Democrat or Republican, knows what that looks like. The only way we're going to get a better future is if the citizens step up with citizen ballot initiatives and actually start building movements and organizations not connected to the Democratic Party, not connected to the Republican Party, and not connected to Washington, D.C., ending these stupid wars, getting money out of politics, and actually, dare I say it, getting a true representational government to represent the people. But the only way that's going to happen is if we, the people, step up. Just because the election cycle is over doesn't mean the fight doesn't stop. And if there's anything we could learn from the first Trump administration, is that Trump surrounded himself with a lot of neocons, people of the Bush-Cheney administration, the same people who led us to that fantastic war in Afghanistan, and the fantastic war in Iraq too. And oversaw the beginning stages of the 2008 economic disaster that we're still, yes, folks, we're still recovering from, because it looms ever present over our minds and hearts. Its legacy is immortal, and I think we're kind of due for some kind of disaster. And I hope that doesn't happen, because a lot of people will get hurt. But I don't think that these choices that Trump is picking right now, even for national security or intelligence, have what it takes to really take care of the people, because there's a lot to work on. Because, yes, we brought up the crisis in Gaza, but there's also another crisis, too, that's happening. Trump ally suggests alternative to Russia's sanctions. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump will try to build personal relationships with key leaders. I hope this is the case. And I hope he gets himself people who actually will fight. Or is it that maybe, dare I say it, begin the stages of peace? But see, I have to stop myself there and realize, oh, wait, Kit, don't you realize, you silly goose? Both parties take donations and have support from the military-industrial complex and big oil. That's never going to happen. Continuing on, to solve international problems, including the Ukraine conflict, says retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, not of Kellogg cereals, who served in top national security positions in the previous Trump administration. Sanctions won't be the president's first choice, he believes. Kellogg made the remarks to the Wall Street Journal on Saturday. The newspaper noted that he was not speaking on behalf of the Trump campaign. However, he described Kellogg as a person who may be considered for a senior job in the new administration. The use of stronger options like sanctions or brute force would certainly not be the first choice for Trump, Kellogg said, suggesting the president-elect would stick to other methods instead. It all starts with personal relationships. President Trump will reach out to key leaders to try and find a way to work through a problem. You always have stronger options available, like sanctions or brute force, but it's not the option of first choice. I just want people to stop dying. Something I could get behind, but that ain't going to happen. During his first presidential term, Trump imposed more sanctions on Russia than his predecessor, Barack Obama, as well as walking away from multiple important security treaties. Throughout his election campaign, Trump repeatedly promised to end the conflict between Moscow and Kiev within 24 hours of assuming office. That'd be great. I hope you could pull that off. That'll be a nice campaign promise. I hope. He has not provided any details on how exactly he plans to do this, and his allies have issued mixed messages on his potential approach to the Ukraine crisis. Say it with me, folks. Trump's choices. Is the swamp draining, or is it that the Biden's statement of nothing fundamentally will change is really true? Say it with me, folks, in a 3, 2, 1. What could possibly go wrong? And I am hopeful. I try to be hopeful. But I don't want to give up too much hope, because hope is a drug. Hope in one hand, crap in the other. See which one fills up faster. But this whole idea of having a neocon like Marco Rubio part of your administration. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. These next 4 years will be a lot of fun, won't they? Let's see how this works out, folks.